You're in the middle of something, a video call, a show, a game, and then nothing. The Wi-Fi icon still says you're connected, but nothing works. You do the only thing that makes sense. You turn it off and on again. And somehow, it works. But you have absolutely no idea why. Today, I'm going to explain exactly what's happening, in a way that actually makes sense. No jargon, no networking degree required. Just 3 real reasons your internet breaks, and what you can actually do about each one. By the end, you know more about how your internet works than most people use it every day. Think of your internet connection as a chain with 4 links. Link 1, your device, your phone, laptop, whatever you're using. Link 2, your router, that box in the corner that everyone blames. Link 3, your modem, often the same box but a different job. Link 4, your ISP, the actual company sending internet into your home. Every time you load a page, open an app, or stream a video, your request travels down this entire chain and back. If any link breaks, nothing works. And that's the part nobody tells you. Here's the thing that trips everyone up. When your device says connected, it only means one thing. It found the router. That's it. That's the whole statement. It has no idea what's happening past that point. So you can be connected and still have the internet be completely broken. That icon is lying to you, not on purpose. It just doesn't know any better. Every device on your network needs a home address, a unique number your router uses to send the right data to the right device. That's called an IP address. Your router hands these out automatically, but sometimes it gets confused. It might give your laptop the same address it already gave your phone. Now 2 devices are shouting at once, and the router freezes up, or it gives out an address that expires and your device is still using the old one, like someone who forgot to update their mailing address. The fix: restart your device first. If that doesn't work, restart the router. You're just telling everyone to forget the old address and start fresh. When you type youtube.com, your computer doesn't actually know where that is. It has to ask a translator, a system called DNS, to convert that name into a number like an IP address that it can actually use. Think of DNS like the phone book of the internet. You look up YouTube, it gives you the number. Simple. But if that phone book service goes down or responds slowly, your browser just sits there waiting. The internet itself is fine. The data pipeline is fine. Your device just can't figure out where to send anything. The fix: restart your router clears the DNS cache. Or you can switch to a faster public DNS. Google's is 8.8.8.8. Cloudflare's is 1.1.1.1. They're free, fast, and often more reliable than what your ISP gives you by default. Sometimes it's not you. It's generally the last link in the chain, your ISP's connection to your home, or your modem driving the signal. Modems maintain a continuous connection to your ISP, and that connection can time out or reset, especially after power fluctuation, or if the modem has been running for weeks without a restart. The modem is still on, your router still sees it, but the actual pipe to the internet has quietly closed. The fix: restart the modem, specifically the modem, not just the router. Unplug it. Wait 30 seconds, plug it back in. That 30 seconds matters. It gives capacitors time to drain and forces a full reconnection to your ISP. So next time your internet breaks, here's an order that actually makes sense. Step 1. Restart your device. cheapest, fastest, fixes IP issues. Step 2. Restart your router, fixes DNS, clears local network state. Step 3. Restart your modem, wait 30 seconds, fixes the ISP connection. Step 4. Check if others on the same network are affected. If yes, it's upstream, call the ISP. Most of the time, step 1 or 2 fix it. And now you know why. Not just that it works, but what's actually happening under the hood. The internet is one of those things that feels like magic until it breaks. And then it feels like a total mystery. But there's always a reason. And most of the time, it's one of these 3 things. If this helped, subscribe. Because next week I'm going to show you how Wi-Fi actually works. Why some rooms have terrible signal. Why walls matter. And why your neighbor's network might be slowing yours down. Until then, if your internet breaks, you know what to do.